Okay, so when it comes to choosing a new head for attack, one of the most important aspects to consider is the face shape. So to go narrow, traditionally speaking, most heads catered toward attackmen tend to be narrow. Attackmen carry the ball one-handed more than any other position on the field, and of course they are the most offensively oriented players. With a tighter face shape, naturally you get more ball control because there is less room for ball play. So from the outside it makes sense to pick up a narrow head instead of a wider one. Also with a tighter profile, your shots and passes can be more accurate, but how your pocket is strung will have an effect on this attribute. Stringing wise, normally it is easier to throw a mid or mid-high pocket in a narrow head than a wide head. And at the same time, it tends to be harder to put a lower pocket in a narrower head. Now with the narrower face shape, there is a small price to pay. For one, since there is less surface area, it is harder to catch passes. So depending on your personal skill set, a really narrow head isn't always the best option for attack. So ball carriers, feeders, and dodgers, if you're looking for a narrow head and you're content with the pros and cons that come alongside using a narrow head, a few options that come to mind are the Nike CEO, the ECD Mirage, the Maverick Kinetic, and the Under Armour Command Low. To go wide, so there has been a recent trend with heads catered for attack, and it's that wide heads are starting to become more popular with attackmen. So with a wider head from the get-go, you will be at a disadvantage when it comes to carrying the ball, as there is less surface area, so it's easier to get stripped. But a wide head still brings plenty of advantages. For starters, it's a lot easier to catch passes, if off-ball play is a big part of your game, or if your crease attackman needs to be able to catch and shoot very quickly right on the spot, then this is a huge advantage. This is great because the narrowest part of a head's face shape is going to be in the lower part of the head, so depending on how much you cradle one-handed, this can be a huge plus. A few wider heads to consider for attack would be the Warrior Evo 5, the Surgeon 700, and the String Mark IIA. So with all that said, whether you go with a wide or a narrow head, each choice has its own set of pros and cons, and in the end, it's up to you to figure out what will be the best option for you and your playstyle. So if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.